Show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Oakland as the Warriors go up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, in their last game, they got what they were looking for, their first win of the season after opening with 3 consecutive losses. And some of the best guards in the league facing off tonight, different skill sets, different styles. Kenny, if you had to build a guard from scratch, what are some of the characteristics you'd look for?
Oh, no question. I'd take the shooting touch of Steph Curry.
He makes it look
effortless. I take the toughness of Russell Westbrook. I take the basketball savvy of Chris Paul, and I throw
You take the defense of...
I'll take the defense of Tony Allen and throw it all together. You wouldn't put that together, Shaq? That's making you tired and sleepy? Wake up!
Is this boring you?
I would want toughness. You have to be able to switch on to certain players, the bigger players, and I would like the leadership.
And give me the size of Michael Carter Williams at the point.
The size of Michael Carter. How about the size of Magic Johnson?
No, that's a little bit too big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because later on it's good.
Huh?
Wake up, man.
What happened?
Leadership.
Oh, sorry.
And I'll take the ability not to go to sleep like Shaq.
Well, he answered the question.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Presentation of NBA basketball. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. A contest between conferences, Oracle Arena, Oakland, California, where the Warriors take their home floor. This their first look at this year's Washington squad. A year ago, they each gained a victory at home, but couldn't secure a win on the road.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just two powerhouse teams facing off.
Well, if I had a calendar, I would have circled this one. But I love it when they get together. Last year, they split the 2 games between them, and I'll bet their battles are just as tightly contested this year.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Morris and Gortat together down low. Beal and Porter at the 2 and the 3. And it's Wall in at the point. Now, here is Gortat. 11 feet away and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. 2 teams tonight that love to get out and run. Brent, talk about some of the keys to being effective in the transition game.
Well, one part about transition, Kevin, is the first couple steps that anybody takes to get out on the break. I mean, there is a skill to running hard in transition, and then secondarily getting wide in the lane. So many coaches are yelling at their players about creating space by getting to the sidelines as quickly as possible. Those 2 things can make you pretty dynamic in the open floor. Wow, credit there. Somehow finds a way to knock that one in.
Curry dishes to McGee. Floats one up, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. There are a lot of great superstars in the NBA, Brent, but when you're talking about the most dangerous scorer in the league, I still think you've got to include Steph Curry in that conversation. He just does things that nobody else can do.
Well, nobody else in the league can do, and really nobody else in the history of the league has done. You think about Steph Curry in transition, pulling up from 30 feet, and we really don't even bat an eye, and we expect that the ball's going in every time. What a transcendent player.
And he makes the first.
I think it's fair to say at this point that Steph Curry has shattered a lot of the expectations of what great shooting can be. It's a matter of how many years can the guy keep this up.
Stephen Curry hits them both.
Last season, Steph Curry got off to a slow start, and I guarantee you a lot of players would have loved his slow start, but eventually got it going. Kevin Durant went down, Steph Curry stepped up, and a lot of that MVP swagger returned for the Golden State Warriors.
Now here's Beal. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the stripe a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
Bucket earned, out-muscling and out-hustling everybody for the rebound.
It's Curry with the drive. Gortat with the block. And here we go. Washington fast break. Outside Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Morris with a screen on Curry. Dishes it to Beal. That doesn't go either for Beal. Brent thinking of Curry and how much better he was as the season went on. A lot of that had to do with him feeling more comfortable, it seemed, with Kevin Durant.
There's so much talk, Kevin, about the Christmas Day game and Kevin Durant stepping over to Steph Curry and telling him, look, be you, be aggressive. And from that point forward last year, it felt like the Warriors just took off and Steph Curry resumed that MVP caliber play.
Here's Gortat. It's over McGee, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And at the offensive end, Gortat probably doesn't get his due. He's got a lot of moves, and he can finish with either hand. And his work on the offensive glass is more than capable. And it's the little things that Marcin Gortat is so good at that helps you at that center position. His awareness of space, strong in the pick and roll, and also a solid finisher at the rim.
Free throw good for Marcin Gortat. And with Gortat, it's those little things like setting timely screens or Greg moving to open up room for others that make him so valuable.
Kevin, he is deadly in the pick and roll. One of the best screeners in terms of his effectiveness to create space. And usually he's near the top of the league in terms of baskets that are created off of his screen.
Second free throw, no good.
And you look at the way the Warriors went through the postseason last year. The team was certainly on a mission. They swept through the Western Conference, and you could see tremendous laser focus as they tried to avenge that 16 loss to the Cavs.
Here is Porter after the made shot from Klay Thompson.
And it just hurts to miss shots like this. Mentally, you question yourself, and it can affect your confidence.
Durant for three. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Durant's got 5 points.
And this is how KD rolls, a sniper from anywhere on the court, especially from deep.
And something that we heard last season, Brett, with the dominance of the Warriors and also the Cavs, is that fans are worried the league will become too predictable with these two teams.
I kind of love the fact that we had a finals where we had two teams competing 3 straight years in a row and all the drama around it. This idea about teams being put together and manufactured, that's happened throughout the course of the NBA's history, Kevin. So I don't really buy much into the conversation about what the Warriors have done and what the Cavs did and what other teams are trying to do. There's a lot of ground out there for general managers and coaching to put together the best talent on the floor and try and win championships. Right now, that's happening in Golden State.
Beal with a screen for Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. Beal from long range. And it's Durant with the rebound.
Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Outside Curry. Over Wall. Another miss by Curry. Wizards trail by 5. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I talked with head coach Steve Kerr. This is the first meeting of the year between these two teams, but he said those guys are tough to deal with when you let them get to the rim. We've got to move our feet on defense and do our best to deny penetration. We'll see who comes out on top, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And last season, Greg, you heard a lot of names brought up for most improved player in the league, and Otto Porter was one of them.
I mean, and I think for Porter, the change came when he just felt more comfortable from deep in terms of shooting. He always had a solid mid-range game, but now he looks comfortable from deep and has become one of the bigger threats we have in the league.
One misses. And an exciting start to the year, but a long way to go. If you're a veteran player, how do you pace yourself?
Well, you asked the coach if you could have a night off here and there. We've seen, obviously, the league going to this, Kevin, making sure that physically the players have the most that they can have come postseason and not get overextended during the regular season. And then if you know the game well enough, Kevin, there's certainly ways throughout the course of a ball game to know when it is you can exert yourself and then pull back a little bit. And that doesn't mean that the guy's not playing hard or competing. It just means that there's a little bit of smartness with regards to how he's approaching each and every contact.
And it's Otto Porter with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Warriors leading by 5. Curry kicks to Thompson. Green, the screen. Back to Thompson. Here's the 3. Knocks down the 3-ball. Thompson's got his second bucket tonight.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Wizards trail by 8. All with it. 38 points for him last game against the Lakers.
And guys, in addition to that scoring, he was absolutely tenacious on the defensive end. A complete two-way game for him. Finished with 3 steals, I think, and that was a difference maker. And I ask you, what can you do? This guy is a phenomenal decision maker.
I think everyone can now agree that John Wall is one of the better point guards in the NBA.
No doubt. At this point, when you factor in his production, he's got to be in the top 5, if not top 3 guards in the league. One of the better passers we have as well. It's just hard to find guards that can create so easily the way Wall can. at this Washington team, the strength clearly lies in that backcourt. Wall and Beal, arguably the best backcourt in this league. They are the engine that motors this team with their scoring and playmaking.
Now here's Thompson. He has 5. McGee is screen on Beal. Iguodala kicks to McGee. 5 on the clock. McGee is screen. Here's Curry with the 3. Good. And it's Green picking up the assist. Curry's got 8 points. There's Washington backcourt of Wall and Beal. Last season, Greg, they were able to both stay healthy, and Wizards finally saw just how potent they both could be.
And remember all those rumors how these two couldn't coexist? Well, they sure liked existing together last season. I mean, they really carried this group when it mattered, and both just explosive players who are not only leaders, but they're terrific two-way players for this franchise.
Here's Iguodala following the basket by John Wall. Curry on the wing, covered by Wall. Iguodala with the bucket.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D just.
Wizards trail by 9. Gortat with a screen on Curry. Outside for Beal. Cross in the tray. He's got 5.
Oh, a little punch, counter-punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Now here's Curry. What a tremendous game he played against Toronto. That shot wide open. 6 points for Iguodala.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Porter kicks the Wall. There's a screen by Gortat. The Wizards working the ball around now. Morris, no good. Warriors leading by 9. Thompson passes to Iguodala. Thompson against Beal. And Thompson kicks to Iguodala. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Wall against Curry. Wall, no luck. So for the Wizards, their last game, a win against Los Angeles.
You could see it in that game, despite the odds going against them. Once it got to OT, they had that belief and resolve that they could win.
Well, once they could taste that upset, they weren't going to let this one slip away. Ferocious in that overtime period.
Here's Iguodala. And it's Iguodala again missing. Wizards trail by 9. And Beal kicks to Wall. Morris a screen. Back to Beal. Launches a 3. Klay Thompson grabs the miss.
It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often. But the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you.
Passes it to Curry. They double team Curry. In the corner, Iguodala with it. Here's the screen. Green, the screen. For 3. Again, the miss by Green. Wizards have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. There's a screen by Gortat. McGee against Wall. Pass to Gortat. The kick out to Porter. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Iguodala wide open. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 5th assist in this one. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
So timeout called here, but first for Washington. Ain't no doubt about it, some of the tremendous scorers at the 2-guard spot. But Brent, who are some of the best all-around shooting guards in the NBA right now?
I think Klay Thompson sets the standard for what it is that you want in a two-way player, both defensively, stepping up to the challenge and shutting down elite scorers, and then his incredible shooting ability. But there's a guy in Portland who's not far behind him, don't you think, Kevin, in that C.J. McCollum?
Yeah, McCollum is a rising player in that regard. I love the guys with the all-around game. They're hard to find because it takes some sacrifice to play both ends out. Young comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson. Now here's Frazier. Kicks it to Meeks. Shot to stop the drought. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Meeks got himself on the board with 3 there.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide-open shot.
Pachulia sets a screen for Curry. Over Frazier. And the basket by Curry. Curry's got 10 points in the game.
Such astounding shooting right now from him. He is untouchable from the perimeter. What a performance.
Frazier kicks to Meeks. And here's Oubre. Against the Lakers, he was really on his game. Meeks dishes to Mahinmi. Lets it go from 14. They get it back. Oubre can't get it to go.
Defense timed that out perfectly. Love the aggressiveness. And then they changed the shot's direction.
Dish now to Pachulia. Now here's Livingston. D right on him. Shot from free throw range. Rebound, Washington.
Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
Smith kicks to Frazier. Over in the corner, Meeks. Frazier against Curry. Smith on the wing. There's the triple. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Smith's got it back down to single digits for the Wizards. The Warriors shooting very well. 58%. The offense is flowing right now early for them. Young outside. Now here's Livingston. He's guarded by Meeks. The baseline J. Here's Pachulia. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Pachulia's got his first basket of the night. Smith outside. Wants to get it to Meeks, and does.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The Wizards shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
First one falls. And so Meeks nails both of them.
We talk so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Now Livingston. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Curry with a wide open look. That drops and it comes off the assist from Livingston. And the Warriors lead by 10.
Yeah, pretty sure Steph Curry's the last guy that you'll want to see get hot. Only takes a couple of shots for him to find his rhythm.
Meeks, good.
Back at you. Well, that's payback for the 3 on the other end.
A little mano-a-mano there, entertaining, but you also want to keep your teammates involved.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Warriors ahead, up by 7. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. chance to hear from Bradley Beal. He came from a football family in St. Louis, but said his mother introduced him to the game of basketball at a young age.
She definitely put the ball in my hand. She's the one who taught me my form. I followed through, and still to this day, she yells at me if I miss a shot. So she's kind of a perfectionist, and she definitely taught me how to shoot. She can shoot it, and she still to this day thinks she can shoot better than me.
Maybe some other NBA players should be practicing with Bradley Beal's mom, because she has definitely honed something special into him.
To be sure. I'm just not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos could handle her trash talking once she beats them in a game of horse.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade them?
You saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, they found a little bit of space out there on the perimeter, and they have a shared confidence right now. That tends to breed some success for this team.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. Setting the floor for the Warriors. Durant is out there with Pachulia, and there's Livingston, then there's Nick Young, and it's Curry in at the one spot. And Young, here we go. Lays it up off the glass. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Well, Greg, for 2 straight seasons before this, the Wizards have had a starting five that all average double figures on the year. The engine of this offense, I think, is the backcourt, but they can all hurt you, don't you think?
No doubt about it, Kevin. And having a balanced offense like they do makes it tough for teams to prepare defensively. You can't just double or key in on Wall or Beal because they do a great job of facilitating. I think the bigger question moving forward is just going to be what will the impact of that bench be? And ultimately, that's going to determine whether they can contend.
Wizards trail by 10. Mahinmi a screen. Frazier the pass to Mahinmi. Nice ball movement by Washington. The feed now to Oubre. Pachulia against Mahinmi. And the shot falls short this time. Warriors leading by 10. Outside Curry. He kicks it to Pachulia. Curry attacking. And the shot goes down. Curry's got 15.
And the defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Feeds it to Oubre. Frazier outside. Mahinmi against Pachulia. They need this. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down to 10 on the bucket from Mahinmi.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Curry kicks to Livingston. He feeds it to Durant. Pachulia with the screen on Mahinmi. Here's Durant. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Durant's got the lead up to 12 now for the Warriors.
Well, as good as he is from the outside, Durant can beat you up with a variety of inside moves as well.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
And for Kevin Durant, one area that he excelled in last season was his rim protection. He used his length and timing to disrupt a lot of shots. And I think that's what he focused on. Joining the Warriors, you knew he was going to score, but he wanted the responsibility and came through defensively for Golden State.
Between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Warriors.
I really like how they've been attacking offensively. If the 3-point shot's there, they take it with confidence. And when the lane does open, they are more than willing to attack at the rim.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. And Durant's rim protection was a big help to the Warriors and the defense, certainly. Durant and Green, Brent, combined to be one of the best defensive duos in the NBA.
And I'm not sure if we still think of Kevin Durant in the stopper mode, Kevin. I think we were really shocked, though, last year about how effective he could be as a team defender, using his length and having an impact around the rim and painted area like he did last year.
It's Curry outside. Another three for Golden State.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
To the right side. Oubre dishes to Mahinmi. Smith kicks to Meeks. Out to the wing. Durant against Frazier. That one rolling around and runs out. Warriors leading by 12. Here's Young. Pachulia sets a screen for Young. Releases from 15, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
It's contagious. Every guy on the team working to keep this streak alive.
It's so fun when you're rolling like this. You just want it to continue as long as possible. And right now, fingertips are ablaze.
Smith kicks to Frazier. Meeks passes to Mahinmi. Over Pachulia. Here's Smith. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
And the Warriors do a lot of things at a high level, but perhaps the most pleasing to the eye is their ball movement, Brent. The entire roster is unselfish, and they love to make that extra pass.
Well, you think about how much they are divergent from what the NBA has always been known for. Pick and roll basketball, isolation plays, driving to the basket. They actually are dead last in a lot of those categories and end up moving the ball, moving themselves, and finding tremendous shots for each and every individual that's on the floor. Think about last year alone, Kevin, averaging 30 assists a game. That's some beautiful basketball.
Well, we all know, Brian, you grew up in a real basketball environment. What affect did watching your dad and competing against your brothers and being in that conversation at the dinner table have on the development of your playing style?
Well, I think first and foremost what comes to mind, Kevin, is just competing. And it wasn't just competing at basketball. It was wiffle ball in the backyard, soccer in the fall, baseball in the spring, Monopoly during the weekends. So anything we could get our hands on that had to do with the game, yeah, it was about that competition.
And what do you do now in retirement? Is there what do you find to stimulate the competitive side?
Well, I beat my kids in Monopoly, I can tell you that.
Wall dishes to Morris. To halt the run, and off the glass. That one's good. Warriors leading by 14. It's stolen by Wall. Outside, Beal. The pass to Wall. To the left wing. Porter kicks to Morris. It's Beal on the wing. 5 to shoot. Morris with the screen for Beal. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
A moment to check out stats for Durant. He's coming off an excellent season. 9th in blocks, 13th in scoring, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
Great anticipation and timing. That's how we ended up a top 10 shot clock. Rebound by Smith. Wizards trail by 14. All passes to Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. And Morris throws it down.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. By Thompson.
Clay using his size down low to carve out just enough room, and then the high release point. Couldn't get to it.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. Well, for a long time, most media guides had Kevin Durant listed at 6'9". Most players and fans knew, Brent, that was dated information from when Durant first joined the league. He's clearly grown since entering the NBA.
It took a while for Kevin Durant to actually admit to the fact that he was 7 feet tall in shoes. So we finally have that tidbit of information that's so critical to whether or not Kevin Durant is a good player or a great player, right? I'm kidding, Kevin.
He is. Gortat's checked in. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Second, John Wall.
Very few guys pass the ball better than he did. I mean, he didn't just have eyes in the back of his head. It's almost as if he had them on both sides, too.
And Wall slams it home.
And how about Wall? Just phenomenal at taking it to the defense with that lightning quick first step.
Livingston dishes to Thompson. Here's McGee. No good there. And Washington the other way now. Wall wide open. And Washington again with the bucket.
Well, if they're going to win this game, he's going to require just a little bit of help. Many of the shots he's taking are finding the hoop.
Here's a good screen. Green, the screen. Green with a screen on Beal. Durant attacking. Excellent use of the screen. That's it. Durant's got 7 points for the quarter. Wizards trail by 12. Outside, Wall. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And becoming impatient, that's not how you're going to catch up.
Yeah, that's a painful mistake there. All you can do is just shake that one off and try your best to move on to the next play.
And the Warriors making a change here. Iguodala's checked in. Now here's Livingston, covered by Wall. Livingston kicks to Thompson. McGee sets the pick for Thompson. And here's Green outside. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Gortat. Thompson, he hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Thompson's got 9.
Thompson elevated well on that one, again, because of his size, can get over the defense.
There's a screen by Gortat. There's Beal with the 3. Moves back up. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Gortat.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Thompson passes to Livingston. McGee is screen on Wall. Here's Livingston. And another basket for Golden State.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Now, here's Wall. He's got 11. Gortat with the screen for Wall. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Livingston kicks to Green. Again, the miss by Green. Wizards trail by 12. Outside, Wall. Beal, that's for 2. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. That's 7 points for Bradley Beal. Golden State's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Pass to Thompson. Green with a screen on Beal. Outside, Green. 6 to shoot. McGee a screen. Gortat with the steal. Beal against Thompson. Beal dishes to Gortat. They set the pick over to the left wing. And Wall kicks to Beal. They get it back. Gortat. Green with the block.
Wow, gritty defense from Draymond, showing how tough it is, and great timing on the projection.
Now here's Livingston. He's guarded closer. Green kicks to Livingston. Shot clock at 5. Iguodala, that's a two-pointer. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Iguodala against Porter. He dishes it to Wall. Passes to Beal. Fires the three. JaVale McGee grabs the miss.
Well, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Steph Curry's checked in for Sean Livingston. Wizards trail by 10. All with it. He's got 13. And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Oubre's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. Outside, Wall. Morris with the screen for Wall. Dishes to Morris. Clock at 6. Pass to Gortat. Shoots over McGee. And again, Washington no good. Warriors leading by 10. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. A three-pointer is right on target. Thompson's got 7 points for the quarter. Outside, Wall. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. They get Stephen Curry.
Yeah, easy to appreciate Wall, an all-star caliber talent who just fills up the stat sheet.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
Brent, in your younger years, your dad, of course, played for the Golden State Warriors. You have connections with the Bay Area, certainly. Any memories of watching the old Warriors team play?
Well, of course, Kevin. I was a ball boy when I was 4 years old, and I remember getting into the locker room and having a chance to get on the practice court and riding to the arena with my dad. And then my years in high school when I made my way there to watch Run TMC and spent my summers with Chris Mullin trying to get myself ready for the NBA. I love the Bay Area. I love where I'm from, and I have to admit it. I love the Warriors.
Here's Thompson, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 7th assist in the game. Wizards trail by 14. And here's Wall. 14 points for him. With the defensive effort.
The defense, not so good. And when you're deep inside like that, you got to come through.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here by Steve Kerr. Coach, great offense from your guys in the first half. What got you the lead?
I started calling some great plays for Steph Curry.
That's why you're the coach of the year, Steve. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. What a start it was for Stephen Curry. He had 18 points, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is OVA. Over.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
Begin the second half. First half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
And so far, he's giving them great production from deep. They've been able to kind of spread the floor because of it.
Well, his shooting has fueled the offense, and we'll see if they can get him the ball to see if he can keep it going in the second half.
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Wizards trail by 14. Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. A great scoring pair of wings. Beal the 2, Porter the 3. Morris and Gortat together down low. And it's Wall in at the 1. The Warriors shooting fantastically in this game. 62% from the floor. The screen from Thompson. Curry passes to Thompson. Green with a screen on Beal. And Thompson kicks to Green. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his third assist on the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Porter kicks to Beal. To the paint. And there's the 3-second violation. You see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for Beal.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward because the 3-ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling.
Warriors leading by 15. Outside, Green. McGee sets the pick for Curry. Inside, and it's McGee with the jam.
Yeah, I'd feel good with Steph Curry running the show if I was a coach. He passes like that, and it tells you just how unselfish his play can be.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Here's Beal. No good on that one. Great D that time from Green.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
McGee is screened. Outside, Green. His three-pointer is off the mark.
And lots of credit for the team around him. They're picking up the slack here tonight. He just can't buy a bucket right now. Well, that's a shot right there he's going to hit 9 times out of 10. We just saw the 10% he doesn't make.
McGee is screen on Wall. Durant dishes to McGee. Just 5 to shoot. From deep, Green. Washington with the rebound.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Durant with it, now guarded by Porter. Curry setting the pick for Green. And the three ball is good. Green's got 8.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Washington calls timeout. Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of jawing, a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings, being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me, but
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
The numbers for Klay Thompson. Good season for him last year. He averaged 22 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And I like it when stars do exactly that. It's not just about scoring 50 or 40 or 30. It's about making plays consistently.
And Wall kicks to Morris. Outside, Wall. They get it back. They need this one. Outside for Beal. There's the dish to Wall. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. 16 points for him.
And Wall, just a talented offensive player, someone who lights up the shot chart from just about every area.
Curry kicks to Green. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. And that's 11 points for Draymond Green. Wizards trail by 21. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Wall. Wall missing again.
And defensively moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Gortat. The Warriors pull it in. Durant's got 6 rebounds in the game. Green, the pass to McGee. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Wall. And he uses the glass on the layup. Wall's got 4 points this quarter.
And just the overall aggressiveness. Wall enjoys taking on a challenge and succeeding, especially when the D is all over.
Thompson with it. Now Beal defending. Here's Durant. And another basket for Golden State.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Wall against Curry. Shot from 12. Wall, no luck. Warriors leading by 23. Thompson for 3. And another 3 for Golden State.
They're great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
And Wall kicks to Morris. Wall against Curry. Right side, Wall. Wall with another miss. And it's the Warriors' ball. They're on an 18-4 run right now. Curry kicks to Durant. Fires the 3. Rebound, Washington. Gortat's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Porter with it. And Curry picks him up defensively. The feed to Gortat. Porter dishes the Wall. Outside, Beal. Morris with a screen on Durant. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Beal. And Durant sends it back.
An extremely fluid athlete with sneaky explosiveness. It's a wonder Durant doesn't block more shots.
Nick Young's checked in for Golden State. And then for Washington, Smith comes in for Gortat. And Tim Frazier subbed in for John Wall. Now Curry. He's got 18. Kicks it to McGee. Young Young sets a screen for McGee. Charity swipe shot. And again, no good by Golden State. The Wizards shooting for the game at 42%.
What a year for JaVale McGee to refine his form and some confidence as an NBA player. Signed with the Warriors, played his way into their rotation, and after being on the verge of possibly being out of the NBA, he was a huge piece of a championship caliber team.
Curry passes to McGee. Feeds to Durant. Three-pointer. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. And it's Washington's ball. And for McGee, a lot of it was just finding the right situation.
Well, to me, for McGee, it wasn't so much about the fit and the style of play. It was about the character around him. And I think that Steve Kerr and collectively the roster just wanted to empower JaVale McGee to go out and be effective on the floor. A tremendous comeback year for that young player.
Here's Morris, and Morris throws it down.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Curry kicks to Durant. Screen by Young. Durant against Morris. Durant dishes to McGee. Over Smith. McGee's shot is off.
That's a great effort on defense. He definitely rushed his shot a little bit down low.
Frazier kicks to Beal. Outside, Porter. Clock at 6. They grabbed their own miss. The second effort, and there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
And the Warriors making a change here. Pachulia's checked in, and then for Washington, Mahinmi's checked in for Morris. Kelly Oubre comes in for Porter, and it's Jody Meeks in for Beal. Curry passes to Thompson. Young with no one around. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Young's got 7 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Oubre with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Nice ball movement by Washington. Smith dishes to Mahinmi. The 3, and that's good. Jody Meeks for 3. 11 points in the game.
Oh, a little punch, counter punch action. Neither side flinching here.
Yeah, both sides trying to keep up with one another, but doing it from distance.
Picked by Pachulia. Thompson is doubled. Down low. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here.
Let's take a look at Steph Curry's numbers. Great showing for him last season. 6th in free throw percentage, 7th in steals, and of course he was among the best in the league when it came to putting the ball in the basket. Top 10 in scoring.
And again, you gotta love his commitment to excellence. He owns the free throw line. It's truly an impact part of his game. Livingston, Frazier covering, Thompson for 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Frazier kicks to Smith. The pass to Mahinmi. Dishes it to Oubre. Meeks passes to Mahinmi. Shot clock at 5. Over Pachulia. No good there. The Warriors shooting has been just outrageous. 64% from the field to this point. Picked by Pachulia. Pass to Livingston. He kicks it to Iguodala. And the rejection by Smith. Here's Oubre. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Now, here's Meeks. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
shot.
One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Pick by Pachulia. Livingston dishes to Thompson. That 3 off the mark.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Couldn't complete the play.
Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
There's 1:47 left in the third. Livingston kicks to Thompson. He feeds it to Young. Picked by Pachulia. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart for the Warriors.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
And that one misses. And the second free throw, good.
Just watch the way the Warriors run their offense, and you have to think about the way that Steve Kerr had set things up. So many options and cuts on every play, using the three-point line to spread out the defense and find angles and niches to attack. Rarely relies on the ever-present NBA isolation plays.
Just 5 to shoot. Screen by Smith. Here's Frazier. Misses off the right iron. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Picked by Pachulia. Young left side. Iguodala right side. Softly drops in the floater. Iguodala has got 10 points in the game. And with the fluid offense that Kerr has the Warriors running right now, Brent, it's as effective as it gets and has been for his whole tenure. The passing is just superb.
Well, it's an unreal offensive system with unreal shooters, Kevin. And so, guys understand that if we keep moving around and we keep moving the ball, everybody's going to have a shot to make a shot and to make the kind of contributions to the team offensively that they're used to. The fantastic part about what Steve's done, though, is the accountability on the defensive end, as Golden State is one of the primetime defenses every year.
Now here's Livingston. Tight defense on him. Picked by Pachulia. Livingston kicks to Thompson. Offensive rebound.
Persistence from Pachulia. Say that 5 times fast, Kevin.
Klay Thompson has been leading the charge for the Golden State Warriors. We witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. Back to the action after this word. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Warriors shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. They've got Iguodala. McCaw is out there with Livingston. Then there's Pachulia. And it's Young in at the small forward. That's the Warriors' 5. Iguodala kicks to Young. Shot clock at 6. Off the pick. That one rolling around and rims out. Washington shooting at 44%. Pretty reasonable. Frazier the pass to Meeks. He dishes it to Smith. Drains the three-pointer. Smith's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Washington. Livingston with it. The NBA has a new CBA, now a collective bargaining agreement. How big a win is this for everyone involved?
I don't think the league has been in a better situation than it is right now, Kevin. And for the fact that labor discussions all took place behind closed doors without anything sneaking out underneath them, I think it was great for the league. It's been great for Adam Silver. It's been great for the Players Association. So it's nice to see the train keep rolling.
Saransky's checked in for Washington. Here's Livingston. Goes back up. Rebound by Mahinmi. Mahimi's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Oubre kicks to Smith. And here's Meeks. Smith on the wing. Here's Satoransky. Takes a 3. It's rebounded by Golden State. Pachulia's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Iguodala. And the rejection by Smith. Meeks passes to Satoransky. Screen by Smith. Here's Satoransky. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Brent, it's amazing how the three-point shot has evolved and how much it's being used. And some teams now almost entirely perimeter-based. That three-point shot is the first thing out of their mouth. Can you see a team winning a championship that way?
I saw teams win championships. That's the Warriors and the Cavs. If you look at what they did from the three-point line and the type of damage they did, Kevin, that absolutely was a huge reason why they were championship contenders. You could even look at teams that are qualifying for the playoffs as usually 6 or 7 teams that are in each conference. Of those 8, Kevin, are proficient three-point shooting teams.
West kicks to Young. Picked by Pachulia. And the rejection by Mahinmi. And they get it back. Another shot. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
So hard for guards to contest Sean Livingston on shots like that.
And Satoransky kicks to Meeks. Passes it to Satoransky. The dish to Meeks. A 3-ball. And Pachulia pulls it down. Warriors have gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. More and more playing a part in the NBA, almost to the point where people now feel guilty taking mid-range jump shots because they know the higher percentage that exists. How far is too far in using these numbers?
Well, I think people mention it too much, Kevin, but they don't understand it enough. There's no doubt that analytics plays a huge part in what our game is today. Every team throughout the 30 in the league have several guys employed to look deep into these numbers. But the fact of the matter is, still the best shot in basketball is the dunk or the layup. Teams are still trying to get into the paint and get it done. And the three-point evolution is not going anywhere. So it's about understanding it. Right now we're at a good point. About 33% of shots taken right now are three-point shots. I think we're going to see it get close to 40. That's about the tipping point.
40%.
And he waited for the last possible minute to get that one off. Made a sick adjustment right before he let it go.
Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Well, Pachulia is 7 feet tall and can do that. Gets up for jam.
And Wall kicks to Mahinmi. Pass to Oubre. To the wing on the left. Mahinmi a screen. Wall dishes to Mahinmi, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pachulia.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Caspi, he's checked in for the Warriors. Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for Washington. So it's Washington now. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Basket counts.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Curry passes to Thompson. Shoots over Meeks. The shot by Thompson, no good. Washington has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Porter kicks the Wall. Gortat with the screen for Wall. There's Porter with the three, kept alive. And that one drops.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Three for Caspi. Hands it from downtown.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
And no question, it looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game. And they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Here's Meeks. And Pachulia pulls it down. Pachulia's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Bangs home the trifecta. 21 points for Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is a brilliant offensive basketball player. The D backs up, and he just shoots that one off the dribble.
There's a good screen. It's stolen by Curry. And now Young running the floor all by himself. And that one drops for him.
That Curry is just so good with both hands passing the ball. Amazing how he just continues to set up guys in the right spots.
Wall dishes to Meeks. Now the feed to Porter. Mahinmi, a screen on Young. 5 on the clock. Here's Wall. Misses off the left iron. And it's Golden State's ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Curry. And yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. That's good from Stephen Curry. Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available scoring opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they've brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too. And Wall kicks to Scott. Back to Wall. Meeks on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Wizards passing it around. Here's Porter. And Durant sends it back. Outside Curry. And stolen by Scott. Outside Porter. Kicks the Wall. Here's Scott. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now are just not favorable.
Curry against Wall. And the rejection by Mahinmi. Wall passes to Meeks. Curry against Wall. Feeds to Scott. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Wizards will retain possession. Some changes for Golden State. Young comes in for Jaja Pachulia. And it's Livingston in for Klay Thompson. And a change for the Wizards. Frazier's checked in. Hey, Brent, in other sports, later draft picks often become all-star level players. That seems to be much more rare in the NBA. Why do you think that is?
I'm not sure, Kevin, and there are a lot of great finds for NBA teams in the second round and even late into the second round as guys who make solid contributions, not only to their team right away because they might be more mature players that are passed over because the young guys show potential. I think that scouts do a great job of finding that rare talent. Maybe they're selected a little bit more early than they would be in previous drafts. There's much more information out there for GMs to get at.
There's the pick. McGee is screen on Frazier. Shot clock at 6. Durant kicks to McGee. He can't get that one. Now Washington takes it the other way.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
And there's the pass to Scott. On the wing, Porter. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Porter's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Curry dishes to McGee. It's stolen by Mahinmi. Porter against Young. Porter, no luck. Golden State's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Curry kicks to Livingston. Brent, if your team won't be competing for a championship, talk about the balance between giving your first-round picks or young players the playing time they need to develop against making them earn their minutes. That's a very fragile movement back and forth.
I agree, Kevin. Such a tight rope to walk because you don't want to upset veterans on your team who still want to go out and compete on a nightly basis. And you also want to make sure that your rookies just aren't opening the door for them to go out and do whatever it is they want to do on the floor because of your team's situation. So I think that's where the communication between the coach and the staff and how it is that the player is developing, you just don't dole out the minutes for that player's progression.
There's the pick. They double team Curry. It's deflected. Fires from the line. Livingston, no luck.
You can see how clued in the defense is to take away those mid-range shots and challenge. Solid at getting a hand up in the face of the scorers.
Frazier outside. Dishes to Meeks. Frazier outside.
Well, guys, this this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
Hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year. Actually, their 5th win on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Steph Curry.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Scott with a screen on Durant. And here comes Durant all alone. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
And Meeks kicks to Frazier. Outside Porter. Scott the pass to Mahinmi. Here's Porter. Mahinmi. It's good on the putback. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Kevin, how did you guys get this win tonight?
Well, we had to get stops. You know, those guys, they got so many options, so many good players, man. We just had to rally around each other and get stops.
Yeah, you guys played your best ball at the end and got the win. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.